All right, let's begin our discussion of the preamble to the Declaration of Independence. By now, you should have uh, watched the video that broke down the natural rights the 4 parts of the Declaration of Independence. The first part being the preamble, which I have labeled here. So, just my general instructions for annotation. Annotation meaning when we write notes all over documents that I give you. When I write, you write. If I circle, you circle. If I underline, you underline. I'm going to highlight here. So if you don't have a highlighter handy and it's not required, then you should then circle or underline or, maybe draw a little arrow to something, write a note on the side. All right. So let's begin. The Declaration of Independence is a breakup letter to Great Britain. And I used a GB here for Great Britain or England, if that's just if I use either term, I want you to know those pretty much mean the same thing. Um, so I'll begin reading the Unanimous Declaration of the 13 United States of America. Unanimous means all in agreement. If we, as a class, and all 9 of you, unanimously decide that we're going to eat Papa John's pizza, we're going to vote to decide what kind of pizza we're going to eat. If everybody agrees that we're going to eat Papa John's instead of Pizza Hut, then we would say that is a unanimous decision. So everyone was in agreement. When in the course of human events, and this is kind of a fancy way of saying, you know, over time or, across history, something like that. So let me write that. It becomes necessary. What does that word necessary mean? Sort of means that you have to do something. You have to do it. It's required. It becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature, and of nature's God entitle them. A decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. Okay, so even though this may be difficult to read for some of you, let me sort of give you the key to unlock this. The final word there is a separation, right? So we know that there's something that was at one point together, and that something is going to be broken apart, right? That's kind of obvious here. So where in this paragraph is there a separation? Where does it point to something that's going to break apart? Well, we don't know specifically at this point, but part of the separation is going to happen here at line 1, the end of line 1. At some point, it became necessary for one people to dissolve political bands. Now, political bands could mean something like if, the city of Darlington decided they wanted to break apart from the state of South Carolina. Right now, there's a political band that joins them, right? Darlington is a part of South Carolina. So, in order to dissolve those bands, there would be some legal process, and Darlington could say, hey, we don't want to be a part of South Carolina. So that would be the same thing, sort of dissolving political bands. But the power to do that comes from the laws of nature, and you guys have spent some time researching John Locke and nature's God, right? So nature's God and the laws of nature have entitled men to a separate and equal station, okay? Separate meaning that we're all individuals, equal meaning that even though we're all separate, none of us are sort of bigger than the rest of us, right? No one's more important, and no one has more rights than anyone else here. And so the colonists are saying that because we have the same amount of rights and no one's rights are more important than anyone else's, we have the right to separate ourselves from Great Britain. But it's necessary they declare the causes which impel just means to cause them to separate. Okay?